The bizarre and dangerous world of Donald Trump just got more bizarre and more dangerous, according to an ex-insider who is blowing the whistle on the secret and sinister move he made against generals and admirals just a few days ago, and I have all the sensational details for you next. Much has been made of that meeting. Trump's low energy.
San Francisco, Chicago, New York, Los Angeles.
His threat against U.S. cities.
That's a war, too. It's a war from within. I told Pete, we should use some of these dangerous cities as training grounds for our military.
And the fact that the generals and admirals did not appear to have any enthusiasm for his unhinged words. And that feeling has been echoed by a high-ranking officer in this now trending video. Have a look and then I'll share the breaking story of a Trump conspiracy against those in the room.
Malcolm S. Ritchie, Lieutenant Colonel, retired, U.S. Army Reserve, 3 combat tours in Iraq, 32 years of service in the United States Army, Army Reserve, and Army National Guard. And I'm here today not as a candidate, making that disclaimer. I am here to express my outrage at the meeting in Quantico, Virginia, between Hegseth, Trump, and all of the senior officers in the United States military and the senior NCO Corps. Those generals, admirals, and senior NCOs sat there in stone-faced silence, listening to the most outrageous speeches ever made in United States military history by the Secretary of Defense and the President of the United States. Secretary of Defense on his ridiculous rant trying to take to school generals, admirals, senior NCOs with 10 times the leadership ability, the education, and the experience that the failed Major Hegseth could ever begin to understand. And then they have to listen to the cognitively declined President of the United States, who I would now name as Dictator of the United States, tell this audience that they will be expected to wage war against the American people. That's exactly what Trump said. So don't get on here and try to tell me that he didn't say it. Training grounds in American cities. What does that mean? They're going to go in locked and loaded into American cities, American neighborhoods, and use American citizens as pop-up targets on a live fire training range?
He said Trump is waging war against American cities, and he is not wrong. But what if I told you Trump is also waging a secret war against the generals and admirals that he gathered? In our breaking story, Lev Parnas, a former Rudy Giuliani associate and Trump re-election operative, has dropped a bombshell that feels like something out of a spy novel. He revealed it with a Substack essay titled, Breaking. Trump used AI to scan U.S. generals' faces for loyalty and to root out whistleblowers.
The reason Trump and Pete Hegseth gathered all those generals in one room was not just about a loyalty speech or a pep rally. I'm hearing that the Trump team used artificial intelligence and facial recognition technology during those briefings to monitor the generals' reactions in real time. Every eyebrow raise, every flicker of doubt, every moment of discomfort was scanned and analyzed by an algorithm designed to detect who would obey orders without question and who might resist. I'm also hearing from my sources that this isn't limited to the generals. This same technology is being used as a tool inside Trump's orbit, a quiet weapon of power deployed by his loyalists to identify and weed out whistleblowers and anyone who isn't completely obedient. This is how authoritarian power consolidates itself, by quietly monitoring every reaction, every hesitation, every private doubt, and turning it into a scorecard of allegiance. This is the quiet introduction of a new loyalty test, not just pledging allegiance to Trump, but being scanned and scored by AI for obedience. It's the kind of surveillance authoritarian regimes use to root out dissent before it begins. And now it's being deployed against the highest levels of America's own military leadership. This isn't just unprecedented, it's terrifying. It is the fusion of authoritarian power with the tools of modern surveillance, and it's happening here, in our country, under our eyes. This is one of the most important moments in our history, and I'm risking a lot to bring you this information that Donald Trump does not want exposed. And believe me, when he finds out, he will not be happy. But the truth matters.
I cannot add a big enough exclamation point to what Parnas just said, so instead I'll echo the words of men who are much wiser than me and warned us of this moment. Carl Sagan once wrote, I have a foreboding of an America in my children's or grandchildren's time when awesome technological powers are in the hands of a very few and no one representing the public interest can even grasp the issues. When the people have lost the ability to set their own agendas or knowledgeably question those in authority, unable to distinguish between what feels good and what's true. And George Orwell said this about those who enable a man like Trump. As soon as fear, hatred, jealousy, and power worship are involved, the sense of reality becomes unhinged. And it does not take AI software to tell you that this is the face of unhinged, a face that is unfit for office.